So, Jay, what's up, man? So, what brings you out to San Diego? Is any real estate or anything, something like that, you're interested in while you out here this weekend?
Well, I'm always interested in real estate, but I specifically didn't come out here for real estate. I came out here to golf and hang with you all. But one new thing that you had asked me about what's going on in the real estate world was big in my world because, there's different segments to real estate, and I specialize in affordable housing.
Okay.
Congress has just passed another 12.5% allocation. So essentially, they're giving each state 12.5% more of tax credits that they can give away to developers like me. So what that means for someone like me in Arizona, that means there's going to be about 3 more projects that get funded.
Oh wow!
And so I may be one of those. So that's sort of new and a big deal. And secondly, Leon wanted to know why I was so sold on real estate.
Yeah, but
early on.
Like it was
when we were in high school.
In high school.
Well, I think one, just looking at the globe, it's a finite resource.
Yeah.
And they have mountains and things that are open, but you got to start thinking about infrastructure.
Wait, what do you mean finite resource?
It's just we have what we have. There's not going to be more built.
Oh,
yeah.
The land we have is the earth we have. There's not going to be more built, right?
Okay, right.
So I felt that that was one big reason. And the second big reason, I think Mike touched on this earlier, is that I always thought owning a sports franchise would be cool.
Yeah.
And the only guys who do that is real estate money, who can do it quick. And moguls.
Yeah.
And so and to piggyback on what I was telling Leon, unless you're an inventor, right? You're not going to come up. If you invent the app or Facebook, you'll come up. But real estate's another, what I call it is, it's the great equalizer. It's a wealth balancer.
Yeah.
If you get in earlier, it can be a wealth balancer for you and your family. And you may not be as wealthy as you want to be, but give it 2 generations. Not your son, but his son. Yeah. And if you buy correctly. So
real quick, just because people may be just joining us, explain what it is you actually do.
Yeah, so I am a low-income housing tax credit developer. So I use the Section 42 of the IRS code, which is the low-income housing tax credit section, and I essentially syndicate credits that the state gives me. So I put an application in, right? Yeah. And they say, great, I love this application. Here's an award of credits. I take those credits and I go get it syndicated. Now, what syndication means is I go to a company like Richmond or Boston Capital, right?
Right.
And I say, hey, I got these $900,000 worth of credits, and the tax credit's a 10-year award, so that's $9 million. They say, I'll buy those, but I'm only going to buy them at 83 cents on the dollar.
Right.
So then I get $8.3 million in equity, right, to go build it. And that's where the equity portion comes in. And so I trade the increases in rent I would get if I was a market rate guy for a developer's fee up front and the right to use equity. And now you guys say essentially the tax credit equity that I get, it'd be what the government would have gotten taxes from corporations. So a lot of the big investors and deals I do are like American Express, Walmart, Fannie Mae, just people who have a humongous tax liability at the end of the year because they're so profitable. And when they can buy them at 90 cents on the dollar, remember, the government's going to give them credit for the whole 10 million or 9 million. They've only given me 8.3. That's $700,000 swing. So if you have a liability with the government of, say, just your taxes of $800 million, it becomes a business to use credits to write that down, right?
Yeah.
Because really your liability may be only $600,000. You just $600 million. Now you just saved your company, your stockholders, $200 million. That's very, very, and so that's what I do. And so I use the LIHTC program for short, low income housing tax credits for short. I use the LIHTC program to provide housing for people who are not market rate. The housing's it's reduced. So it's a very good program.
Is that something that you say it'd be a good idea for a new investor or somebody that's new in the real estate game, or is that something you need to be seasoned?
You need to be a little seasoned with this because there's a few guarantees that you have to make to the syndicators. I mean, mind you, they have to take the credits over a 10-year period. So that 900,000, they take 900 for 10 years, right? But they're breaking you off to 8.3 million
up top.
Top. Yeah. So there's all kind of guarantees and things. There's tax laws and things that you got to trigger. So I wouldn't I wouldn't advocate for somebody jumping right into this, but what I would advocate for somebody doing something on a smaller scale, you know, and not a LIHTC deal, but maybe just a number 4 unit deal.
And so this is what I was going to ask you, because I know you do some of your own real estate on the side, and you're getting into that personally. Are you, what you're looking for when you're looking for these apartment or these plots or these locations to submit the application so that you can get the low income there? Should somebody that's looking to do a small little quadplex or a small apartment building or maybe even a duplex, should they be looking at those same factors?
They really should, because the
what
LIHTC,
are those factors? I mean, I know them, but I want you to explain.
Right, no, I understand that. They should, because, you know, the LIHTC program ensures that you're not putting stuff out in the sticks.
Correct.
They're ensuring that you have infrastructure, which is very important, water, sewer, gas, and power to your site. They ensure that you're within so many miles of a grocery store, a pharmacy, the post office, the cops. And so you kind of need to be centrally located. And just think about it. If someone's a low income, right, they may not have a car, so they need to be close to that kind of stuff.
Correct.
A bus, a trolley, or something like that. So I think those same criteria would be great for somebody just trying to go look for a plot of land just to do something regularly. They'll go and find and kind of use that same
Can they
criteria.
do, if I go buy me an apartment building and I want to offer it as a low income, but I don't get a big grant for it, you know, I don't get the $8 million or anything like that, what is my process?
Yeah, if you have an existing building and you like to convert it to low-income housing tax credit, all you'd have to do is apply to the state. Apply to the state, and then because you would be considered an ACT rehab, it's not an acquisition because you already own it. It'd be a rehab, so you would have to tell them through the application what you plan on doing with the money that you get from the syndication to fix the place up. And you know, a lot of people do specialize in going to get like a grade D apartment or C, and they'll put some LIHTCs on those, amp it up. And what's great about that is what I found, I've done that a few times. You know, naturally the tenant's already qualified, because that's a big thing. Just think about it. You coming in, folks got to qualify under
There's a reason they're in that apartment building.
Exactly. Naturally they qualify. So that's a good opportunity, Joy, to redevelop places that are blighted.
Neighborhoods or communities
that are blighted. Use the LIHTC program to up that building, up that alley. And again, like she said, folks are in there naturally.
You already have your tenants. You already have your consumer base. That's right there.
Give it a utility. Hey, once again,
that's all it's about.
Appreciate you, Justin.
Appreciate your time, brother.
No problem, fellas. I appreciate you guys, and you know, keep up the good work.
Appreciate it.
You as well, sir.
Right,
XYZ, baby.
You're welcome.